Welcome to episode 276 of the Ben Briggs podcast. I am Ben Briggs. It is Tuesday's episode, people, but it is Thursday. I know. It is Thursday the 23rd. Holy fucking shit. Thursday the 23rd of March, 2023. And I know what you're thinking. I don't, to be perfectly honest. I have no concept of what you're thinking right now. I'm feeling a little bit, I don't know, through the airways. I'm feeling a little bit of, like you feel a little bit let down, people. What can I say? I have had technical issues here at Briggs Towers, and it has dawned on me that I have let you all down by bringing the podcast out 2 days late. However, nobody is more let down than I am by myself right now. So we're having a few technical issues. I've been trying to do a few bits and trying to expand the podcast a little bit with some other ideas I have with another comedian that will come to fruition at some point in the future. And I've been trying to mix the setup a little bit here at Briggs Towers so we can accommodate this. And it meant that I fucked up the actual podcast that I do myself. So it's one of those things. As soon as you start fucking tinkering with one thing, the amount of hours I have wasted trying to get the sound right on this, for starters, then trying to add other mics in to do this other thing that is under wraps at the moment, people. But we'll obviously we'll be updating you with regards to that at some point. But the amount of times that I've been tinkering with different things, trying to get the sound right, trying to get it a little bit clearer for your beautiful ears out there. And this is not it hasn't happened so far. So anyway. Let's try and forge on with this. It is Thursday. We've done that, okay? I prostrate myself in front of you and all that sort of thing. It feels like I feel a little bit triggered, guys, because it feels like I'm under a lot of pressure to do this, and I have a life outside this too. One of those sort of people who does that. Fucking great. Anyway, so it's Thursday night, people. It is more or less, he says. You're not believing anything I'm saying right now. We don't believe a word you say right now, Ben. Yeah? Is that what you're going to do? You're going to swan in 2 days late, are you? You're going to swan in 2 days late and then give us a weak excuse for why the podcast didn't come out? Saying about you doing other things, yeah? What about us, yeah? We're here waiting on you. I know that, people, and I love you all. I love all of you individually. As friends, obviously. Let's not take this too far. Let's not get carried away with each other. Anyway, it's about midnight now because I have just come back. I've just come back from a gig doing new material at a sort of new material stroke new act night, which was fairly local in Thrapston. I don't know if anybody around the world. Oh, you're missing out, people. People who live in America, you with your sunshine and your fucking gun crime. Yeah? You with all those luxuries that you have over there. People in Thrapston have never even seen a gun. They've never even heard of a gun. They're still down there with bows and arrows, people. Hunting their food of an evening. I was in Thrapston, which is like the other side of Northamptonshire. Google it, people. Google it. I remember playing football over there when I was younger, and it seemed to be a lot further than what it was, but it took me about half an hour to get there, which is ideal for a new material night. Run out this new shit. Let's do that. Run out this new shit in front of a bemused audience. Why wouldn't you want to do that? And because I had I wanted to get away early so I could come back and like go through and rewrite the set, and which is what I did. Although I did hang around for a little bit while I was chatting to the other acts, but I was basically opening. He wanted me to close it, but I never like doing that on new material. Really, I quite like opening on new material so I can just get a fucking good gauge of whether it's working or not. And it's a raw audience. Sometimes it's a bad way about going about things. A lot of people will do new material, they'll top and tail it. But I just go out and just do, like I'm some sort of fucking hero. Is that what you are, Ben? Yeah? Trailblazer, are you? Going out there just doing new material, not top and tailing it with old stuff? You fucking damn right. That's what I do. I want to feel that pain. I want to see that bemusement of when I go on stage confident, and then gradually the confidence goes in the material. And you start questioning yourself. And then an old bit of material will pop into your brain and go, use me. You can get out of this, Ben. You can get out of this by using me. Use me now. You can get out of this. It's all going to stop. It's like that bit at the end of Braveheart. You know that bit where he's on the rack? And they're telling him, just beg for mercy. That's what it feels like. Just use the old material, Ben, and all this will be over. All this pain, all this suffering will be over. Just use an old bit. All I need to do is use the old bit of material for mercy. But I refuse to do that, people, because if anything, I think it's best to go down in a ball of flames. New material nights like that. However, we may be onto something with the new material. Finally, holy fucking shit. Let's have a little bit of tea. Holy fucking shit, we may be onto something. Because it actually went quite well. Now, whether that was just the audience were nice and up for it. There was a big group, there was a long table of women who apparently like Rounders players. For our colonial cousins over in America, Rounders, I don't know if you're aware of this game, it's very much like baseball, but played by girls and children. I think that's right, isn't it? Yeah, that's a fair assessment, isn't it, of Rounders? Nobody really plays Rounders as an adult, do they? Unless you've got kids. You'll play Rounders if you've got kids, but you play it at school. That's it. It's kind of like a safe game to play in it, Rounders at school. I haven't played Rounders since school, that's for sure. But there was a group of women in, like a long table of about 20 women. About 50% of them fucking hated me. And about 50% of them really liked the stuff. There was somebody who had a birthday party there as well. And I got into a bit of a joust with him, but like a nice sort of, I don't know, you know, I don't want to upset an old man on his birthday. I've done that, you know, many a times with my own father. Just by being born. So that's a little bit too close to the truth for all of us. So it was a bit of a joust thing. I can't remember what started it off now, off the top of my head. But it got to the stage of he chipped in or something. Like the MC had said, sort of some of these could be new acts, some of these might be like pro acts, like just doing new material and stuff. And he chipped in with something. And then I came back and just sort of like batted it off, dismissed it, and then just went, by the way, just for your information, I'm not one of the new fucking acts. and that got a nice laugh. And then he came back with, well, what you doing performing in a pub then still? And I was like, well, that's what we do, isn't it? You've got your fucking birthday party here, mate. On a new act, new material night for comedy, and it's your birthday do out. Don't make out like I'm the loser. I ain't the loser in this situation, my friend. But I kept it kind of nice and friendly. I didn't go too hard on him or anything like that. It's his birthday, and he wasn't being a dick. He was just like, he just wanted. You get people like that. He just wanted to be the belle of the ball because it's his fucking birthday. And then got through the rest of the stuff, which was really helpful. And then when you come off stage, you're like, oh fuck, I forgot that fucking tagline at the end. What a cunt. Yeah, that, no matter how well a new material night goes, you still get to that stage where you come off stage, and if you forget a line or you forget like a tag on the end of a joke or something, that'll be it. You'll be like, oh fucking hell, that was fucking bullshit. That was a fucking bullshit gig because I forgot that one line. The rest of it went well, but the one line that I actually wanted to get out and wanted to was that the punchline, Ben? I don't know. But the one line that you wanted to get out, or the one line you forget, and it's like, oh, fucking hell. Anyway, so that was nice. And it was nice to, I don't really usually hang around too much, but I got the opportunity to just stay for a little bit. Let's have a little bit of tea. And feel that camaraderie of the comedians when everyone's sort of like taking a piss in that. There's nothing better if you know comedians and there's a comedian on stage at the time. There's no better thing standing outside the room and judging them. If you're quite mates with people when somebody else is on stage and you're listening and you just see the quizzical sort of like looks on their face as another act is doing material, it's a fucking beautiful thing. It's a very connecting it's a very connected experience. I don't know if anybody's ever done like a sitcom like that, where comedians are just off stage, like sitting in the green corridor as it was this evening, where everybody's sort of like just outside the door because there was no room in the actual room. But it was funny, and it just reminded me of all those nice times I've had. You have like private little fucking horrible little jokes, not necessarily about the people on stage, but about the audience as well. All those horrible little jokes that you do to each other, and that's kind of, it makes you feel separate from any other person at all in the room, or you're just, I don't know, when you have that sort of a laugh and a joke with other acts, it just makes you feel like you're doing something special. You're totally different from anybody else in the world. Nobody can really do this. I know people try. I know everybody seems to be trying their hand at stand-up. But if you're with your mates who you get on with on the circuit and you're just having a laugh and a joke with them off stage, that's some of the best fucking laughs I've had in my life. Just fucking around with other acts, like in the green room and stuff like that. It's so much fun. And it's always a bit weird walking into a green room when it's when it's a bit stuffy. The acts you don't really know, They're not really that forthcoming. They're a bit up their own arse or whatever, and you're just like, oh God, this is going to be a fucking ordeal. You know, even if the big gig goes well, you're still sort of like, a bad gig. If you're doing new material somewhere, but you're having a laugh off stage, a bad gig can actually be a good night because you've had such a fucking laugh, and such fun in the green room. I don't know, people, but it was a constructive evening. Anyway, let's put it that way. Let's have a little bit more tea. There we go. It's just clocked over to midnight now, people. And I have got to be I've got to be up fairly early in the morning. The new material is coming on all right. It's getting there. There's a few bits, but it's a constant process. You see, there's a few bits that are just like initial idea, and I'm recording it when I'm on stage on my phone, and then going back through it with the notes that I've made, like little bullet points. That's what I do. I do little bullet points. Basically, I write stuff out in full. I don't. I've listened to so many comedians who do it so many different ways. But I'm one of those people who needs to write it out in full. I think this goes back to my school days, like when I was revising for exams and shit like that. And you've got those bullet points on the sheet, and you're like, oh fucking hell, who was fucking George III's second prime minister or something like that? And you're just like, ugh. I know there's people shouting it out right now. It was Disraeli. I don't know whether it was Disraeli or not. I have no idea. But I remember sitting in fucking A-level history class, just like writing notes and notes and notes, and then getting back and going, oh, fucking hell. So what I do, I was sort of like write out stream of consciousness shit with my material. And then immediately and I've only recently changed this, by the way. I used to sort of like just write out a few notes and then work it on stage. But I've been I'll write it out like just like a stream of consciousness, like type it out. I've only just started typing. Not, my material. I used to handwrite it and shit like that. And then I'd like rewrite it. And it just the laborious nature of rewriting it, like with your hand. Like, so I laptop it and then I print it out and then I'll like get it into sections and I'll go like, right, okay, that bit's about that. So I'll call that. And then I'll just do a bullet point by the side of it. And that bit's about that. And then I'll do a bullet point by the side of it. And then I'll sort of like go on stage with those bullet points, like written on my hand or something like that. And then that'll trigger what I wrote down in that stream of consciousness, but I won't say it like that stream of consciousness. I'll say it like I'm speaking it, because having it written down and the way you write when you write things down is different than the way you'll say it. Anyway, it's like the actor's studio here, people, today, isn't it? Behind that fucking curtain, isn't it? Yeah, so that's the way I do it. So I've been taking sort of like initial ideas sometimes as well. I'll just like have a little bullet point of an initial idea and then go on at a new material night and try and talk around it. But whether that, every now and again you get that fucking mind blank where you're just on stage and you're like, oh, fuck, I can't remember the rest of this bit. And that's what those new material nights are for. And that's why, birthday boy, at that gig, that's why I'm in a fucking pub on a fucking Thursday night. Yeah? On your fucking birthday. Happy birthday, you motherfucker. So it was a nice night overall. I enjoyed it. Let's have a little bit more tea. So this weekend I'm in Lincoln this weekend. So which has got a good lineup on it. I'm opening that gig, so it's kind of I should be able to get away early, which is quite nice. And yeah, I'm quite looking forward to it. I haven't done a gig in Lincoln for ages. The last time I gigged with these promoters, they're lovely guys. The last time I gigged for them was a gig in, I think it was somewhere in Lincolnshire as well. They run quite a few gigs in Lincolnshire, but it was in a pub that people said, yeah, that's the pub you go to if you get chucked out of Wetherspoons. And not to go down that trope of, ain't Wetherspoons shit? Ain't it shit? It's fucking meant to be shit. Wetherspoons is for fucking alcoholics. That's why they don't play any music in there. They don't want you to fucking enjoy it. They just want you to drink cheap beer, eat the fucking shit food. They want you to get drunk enough. I think they get the beer for free. They're not even in there to sell you the beer. That's the thing about Wetherspoons. They want you to get fucking hammered on cheap beer, so you buy the fucking shit food that they serve behind the bar, and you don't realise how shit your fucking life is when you're actually drinking in there. However, I do actually quite like a Wetherspoons every now and again. I ain't gonna lie. That's, I mean, I don't go out a lot drinking anymore. I don't go out a lot. Because A, I'm getting fucking old. I'm too fucking old to be hanging around in bars. Particularly when, like, I'd go for an afternoon drink, but I can't go for an afternoon drink because that's me done for the day then. That is me done. If I go out for a drink at like 2 in the afternoon, I'm done by 5 o'clock and I'm asleep by 5:30 as soon as I get in. Them days are over. Them all-day drinking days are gone. Whereas I can't even go out at night to like a Wetherspoons or something like that because I just look, I'm 46 years old, you know what I mean? You look like that the last guy hanging around at the fucking Christmas party looking for that slow dance. Only you're now the creepy guy who does that, who's old. So I can't do that. So I don't get to enjoy the old Wetherspoons as much. But who wouldn't want cheap shit beer? You know, like if you're an alcoholic and you need alcohol every single day, why the fuck would you go to a local pub and not go to a Wetherspoons? Why wouldn't you go there? It's cheap beer. You can get absolutely fucking off your fucking nuts. Nobody really gives a shit. As long as you don't puke all over the floor or shit yourself, you're okay. That's the bare minimum rules for a Wetherspoons. As long as you don't shit yourself and as long as you don't puke everywhere, that's okay, you can stay. The waifs and strays of society. Essentially, Wetherspoons is a dog rescue centre that sells alcohol. That's basically it. Anyone who goes in there is has certain issues, I think. Have I clarified that enough for our non-British listeners? But yeah, so that's that. I've gone off track. Anyway. So I can't do going out anymore. I've decided. You know, there comes. I like a nice country pub. Give me a nice country pub on a summer's day. And the nice thing about it is now it's getting fucking lighter in the mornings. We can knocking on the door, people. We are knocking on the door of summertime. It's on its way, isn't it? It's getting lighter in the mornings here. There's nothing better. There's nothing better than this fucking country in the summer. I know everybody goes fucking loopy as soon as there's a nice day. But you know what? It's the ideal weather in this country. The ideal weather in this country. It sums up what life's about. Life's going to be shit for most of it, yeah? It's going to be fucking cloudy. It's going to be windy. It's going to be rainy. That's what life is. You're going to take that fucking wind in the fucking face day after day after day. Working your fucking job 5 days a week, 9 till 5. That wind's just fucking pushing you in the face. Isn't it? That's it. The heavens are opening, there's fucking lightning, there's fucking constant drizzle. Just life, just fucking hailstones of life in your fucking face day after day. But every now and again, like the weather in this country, every now and again, you'll get a fucking blinding day out there. You'll get, it'll be clear blue skies. And because we live in a wet, drizzly country, it's still green out there. It's not fucking parched desert out there. It's green. You're sitting in a fucking pub garden. You've got a cool beer. You can see the beads of condensation just going down on it. You look out. Everywhere's green. Bright blue sky. Sun shining. That's why everyone goes mental in this country when it's a nice day. Isn't it? Because we get very few of them and we cherish those days and make the most of them. I wouldn't want to live in a country that's constantly hot, that's constantly nice, that's constantly beautiful. Every day you wake up, the sun's shining outside. What are you going to do? Nobody can hold that positivity too long. You're going to start getting pissed off. You're going to start getting pissed off with somebody else or something else. At least over here, we've got something to blame on a constant day. Oh, why are you in a bad mood? Oh, fucking weather's freezing out there. Weather is fucking freezing. And then you get that glorious one sunshiny day, don't you? Like in life, you get things going right for you every now and again. You'll get something that goes right for you. And that's those sunny days, people. There we are. Here on the Ben Briggs podcast, equating weather to life. That's what we do here, people. Oh, yeah. You think we don't philosophize on here? Yeah? You think it's all talking about myself? It is mostly a little bit, isn't it? But, yeah, we, that's what life's about. Talking of which, by the way, I don't know if you've seen this. I don't know if our foreign listeners will get this. Foreign listeners, non-UK, I have been watching Attenborough's Wild Isles. The new David Attenborough series out there. What a fucking national treasure old David Attenborough is. Even with his droopy eye, every now and again, his eye starts to... That should be a drinking game in a Wetherspoons. You just sit there watching David Attenborough on the big screens. I don't even think they have screens in Wetherspoons, but they ought to install big screens and just play constantly David Attenborough programs. And every time his eye droops down, I think it's his left eye that droops down and almost closes, you take a shot. Attenborough's droopy eye drinking game. There we go. But I've been watching the Wild Isles. Now, this is all about our fair isle here, our green and pleasant land of the UK and all the animals that are in there. And half of them I didn't know that we had in the UK. I didn't know we had, like, golden eagles. And I'm aware we've got stags and shit. But most of this shit is recorded in the Highlands of Scotland. Because there's fuck all anywhere else, really. Basically, if you live anywhere down from the Highlands of Scotland in the UK, your wildlife consists of rats, the odd mouse, foxes, definitely, especially if you live in cities. You might see a dead badger, as we said on the last podcast, strewn across the road. And the odd deer every now and again if you go near somewhere woody. That's about it. You'll see frogs just jumping around. You know, you'll see a crow. You know, shitty little birds. Every Christmas, the old robin turns up, doesn't it? Like that. Look at me. I'm a fucking red cunt. They always... I fucking love robins, to be honest. I shouldn't call them that. But this is exclusively like Scotland and above, the Highlands of Scotland, all of this stuff. You know, they've got like killer whales, orcas off Shetland, you know, hunting seals and shit like that. Yeah, most of us, you know, I'm not going to run into that everyday life, am I? I'm not going to go down to the River Nene, as people not from Northampton call it, the River Nen. I'm not going to go down there and just see an orca taking out a fucking fisherman and as he's trying to catch some fucking bream or something. I don't know, but I am thoroughly enjoying it. I just love the fucking... When he goes, there's nobody going to be able to take over. Sunday night, watching Attenborough, 7 o'clock at night, you just start... Your eye starts to go in unison with Attenborough as he's talking to you, and you can just fucking drop off. Here's the original ASMR David Attenborough is. I could fucking sleep just listening to him. I just want to, you know, that's what he ought to do. He ought to be recording sleep things for people for when he's gone, so people can just, you know, just drop off to Attenborough and get on with your sleep. That's it, isn't it? But yeah, I thoroughly recommend that. I mean, it's top drawer, isn't it? It's top drawer. Attenborough, he is top drawer up there, isn't he? On the old wildlife stuff. Steve Irwin tried to fucking muscle in, didn't he? With his old crocodile hunter shit. Trying to be action-packed. Took it too far. You don't see Attenborough do that, do you? He ain't getting in. He ain't jumping on the back of a crocodile, is he? He ain't, you know, having a knife fight with a fucking stingray. That's going to be annoying. I've just stopped it by accident there. Anyway. Yeah, fuck it. I was getting carried away, people. Anyway, we're on 32 minutes, aren't we? So we'll wrap it up there, people. We will wrap it up there. That was episode 276 of the Ben Briggs podcast. I got carried away and just stopped the fucking recording. Holy fucking shit. Anyway, that's something I'm gonna have to fix in post, isn't it? I imagine. No idea how to do that. This is another 5 hours fucking wasted, no doubt. Anyway, fuck this. Have a good rest of your week. I shall. That was episode 276, motherfuckers. I shall speak to you on Saturday. Take care.